right, hello wine-drinking people. We are back. It's October 27th, and it's time for what I drank yesterday. And we'll get right to it because I missed Vincent in the store with Angel Share. I don't know how I did that yesterday, but we did have a supplier in Monday. Vincent with Angel Share, some great small boutique wines from California. Some of them, I do not understand the marketing, however. Like the Scholium Project. Here's a gentleman that's Abe Schoner. Doesn't like to put grape varietals on the label. Makes some very interesting small production wines, but you'd never know this wine is Chardonnay other than if you put it to your nose. And even then, you could guess it's something else. But a really interesting wine and lovely concentration richness made in kind of a Kongsgaard style. Very elegant and very balanced. A wonderful little wine. But guess what it is? Every bottle's a brown bag. You don't know. Okay, Umbris Syrah from the Columbia Valley. This wine was very nice. Sweet balsamic notes on the nose with smoke and burnt campfire wood. A little red licorice spice in there. Smooth round tannins on the tongue. Lots of red cherry and plum fruits. A nice savory note to this finish. A really nice little Syrah there from Columbia Valley. Another thing they do very well in Washington State. All right, next up we had C.S. Cellars, and this wine used to be called Panacea, so they changed the name. I don't know, I guess they had some kind of copyright problem or whatever. But Chris Switanos is available. Is the mine behind this wine, and some lovely. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa. Some nice cigar box notes, fresh earth here, black plum, black cherry fruit, fresh plowed. I already said that, fresh plowed earth. What's going on? I'm repeating myself. All right, big and chewy on the tongue. Nice stuffing here, dark plum and cherry fruit with firm acidity. A nicely balanced Cabernet Sauvignon, a nice little value, $27. And then a new wine from Mark Harold. Superstar winemaker from Napa. Well, he works in Sonoma also. But this wine is called Flux. What a cool name for a wine, huh? Flux, red wine. There's no label, there's no varietals on this label either. So another one of these packages, I'm just going, nice wine, but give us some information. As customers, we like to know what the varietals are. This is Grenache-based wine. The Grenache comes from Lodi. The rest of the varietals from Mendocino and Lake County, Carignan Syrah and Petit Syrah. And lovely tobacco spice there, a little smoke, black cherry pie fruit on the tongue, on the nose, very silky and smooth on the palate, really rich, but still pretty balanced. A really big wine, but you wouldn't expect anything less from Mark Harold. A nice wine, Grenache-based. Maybe that's why they didn't put that on a label. Grenache can be a tough sell. All right, well, last night with dinner. I'm sorry, it was Monday night with dinner. Hey, I'm still trying to get caught up here, folks. I drink a lot. All right, well, I always have people tell me, I always tell people when they get a bad wine from me to bring it back. And I like it when I get stuff back that, I enjoy drinking. And a good friend brought a bottle of wine back. Thank you, Pete, for bringing that 2001 Lolonis Petros back, because that's what I had to drink last night. And, man, it was stunning. Petros, sounds a lot like Petrus, but it's actually a Greek name. And this is a winery called Lolonis up in Mendocino. Jed Steele is a consulting winemaker here. Hey. And he makes great Merlot. This is 100% Merlot, 300 case production. The top wine they make at Lolonis. There's a little bit of red wine on the cork. Obviously it leaked. I always tell people, what does that mean? It means the wine's trying to get out. It's time to drink it. And this wine was beautiful. And lovely classic Merlot on the nose, plums, black cherries, some lovely exotic spice, and lovely sweetness on the palate, really rich and very balanced. This wine just had it all. Beautiful Merlot. Thanks, Pete, for bringing it back, man. I was wondering if I was ever going to get to taste that wine again. We sold it all. I think we sold it for $25, so it's regularly a $60 wine. All right, well, that's what I had to drink Monday night. And then we have yesterday in the store. Well, hey, we had some South African wines from Ernie Els. And there's a lot of celebrities getting in the wine business. This is a gentleman that's invested in the vineyard land. He's not just making a virtual wine and making some of the best South African wines I've ever had. Pop quiz. What's the best grape in South Africa? It ain't Pinotage. And I'm glad they don't use Pinotage at this winery, because I am not a big fan of Pinotage or wines made with Pinotage. And this winery is all about Bordeaux varietals. The first few wines we have here, really nice, but not available in this market. No use talking about those. But the one I will tell you about is the Proprietor's Blend. You can read about them if you want to know. This wine, outstanding. And then the Signature, also outstanding. Two really nice wines. The Signature being the best South African wine that I've had by far this year. Only 1,600 6-packs made, 60% Cab, 25% Merlot. Little Malbec and Petit Verdot round out the blend there. And really nice, big cigar box spice. A good deal of fresh earth here as well. Some cassis and black plum. Really Bordeaux-like. If I put my nose in this, I don't know that I would guess it was from South Africa. Well, maybe that's because it tasted good. All right, big and chewy on the tongue, but a very balanced, lovely elegance and finesse with this wine also, even though it is very big, finishing with an array of spice, coffee, and earth. Really nice bottle of wine. Most excellent. All right, well, next up, our friend Alexis Rose from Jack's Winery was in to show us some new wine, the Taureau, another wine that doesn't have varietals on the label. What is with all these people that don't want to put the varietal makeup on the label? The wine was pretty good, though. I mean, I can't argue with that. But Cabernet from Calistoga, Merlot, and Cabernet Franc, Petit Syrah there also in the blend. So a Bordeaux blend with a little Petit Syrah and Syrah. Lovely floral notes in there. Blackberry liqueur-like fruits. Lovely ripe round tannins. Still pretty fresh and some nice floral notes on the finish. A really nice little bottle of wine. Put the grape varietals on the label, damn it. Let the consumers know what they're drinking. And then we had the Chardonnay from Y3. I think I'm a little bit, venomous about this. Absolutely. Atlas Peak and Carneros fruit. This wine have a lovely kind of fresh baked apple pie nose with a whiff of vanilla spice there. Very clean, tutti frutti on the palate with nice freshness and balance. Decent little Chardonnay there for $22. All right, then some Italian stuff from International Wine Imports. You know who that is, Mr. Hermes Ortez. And we had first up a white wine Vermentino with a plastic cork. I didn't even review it. I hate plastic corks. I'd much rather have a screw cap. For those of you that don't believe in the screw cap, it is a much better enclosure for an inexpensive wine than a cork, and definitely a hard plastic cork. They have proven that these enclosures do not stand the test of time, so I'll just not buy a wine if I see it in a plastic cork. Enough said about that. All right, we had a little wine from Del Maso, Colpizzarda, Rosso, Colli, Berici. I mean, are you kidding me? Is this a train wreck or what here, man? You can't pronounce anything on the label here. This is America, folks. If we're going to sell a wine in this country, can we at least put 1 or 2 words that you can pronounce on the label? Well, the grape is a red form of, it's called Thai, and it's a red form of Tokai Furlano. I didn't even know they made red Tokai Furlano. But the wine was kind of interesting, a kind of cigar box wrapper, dried cherry, fresh herbs, soft and round on the tongue, but nice savory finish, a lighter style red, but really nice. Nice little wine, other than the train wreck name on there. Okay, then we had a wine called Santa Maria Salsustro Montecucco, which is basically an area just south and to the east of Montalcino, and all organic. This is a Tre Bicchieri wine. Really nice little wine. Dried mushrooms and underbrush. Nice hint of dried herbs there also, and cherries on the nose. Smooth and polished on the tongue with fine tannins. Little hint of dried meat and mushrooms on the finish there. Really nice little unique wine. Definitely screams of it's Italy. And then up we had a another name. I'm gonna bum to even try to pronounce this one, but a wine from Maremma, and really nice classic Maremma. One of the things that I get from Maremma is this lovely fresh plowed black earth and truffle note. This wine had those. Really nice dark plum, also very distinct though with that earthy note. Smooth and polished on the tongue, very well built with a nice hand of acidity, freshening things up and holding things together with that dark cocoa and fresh earth coming through on the finish also. And then a wine Verbena, Brunello di Montalcino. This is the first vintage right next to the village of Montalcino. A small family owns this, and they have been there for years. They make traditional style Brunello. Really nice little wine. You can still get some great wines from some of the greatest wine producing regions in the world, like this Brunello, for $50 or less. That was the wine of the day, but it's from the 2004 vintage, so it's no surprise here. And then another wine from the Maremma from Valentini. And then we've got Solita for dinner, and I'm going to do a separate show on that coming up next, folks. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasone, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.